I don't really care to talk about like what if scenarios or anything like that. I just know that I want freedom and I want my loved ones to be free, so that's what I'm fighting for. I'm not fighting for necessarily sustainability. I mean, if future generations want to survive, they're going to have to do things differently, and hopefully we'll start doing things differently this generation. I mean, my friends and I are, so that's as much as I can do as far as that goes. I also like the Derek Jensen idea, like in the future when people look back at our generation, they're not going to hate us for not recycling. They're going to hate us for not blowing up dams. They're going to hate us for not burning down fur farms, rather than hating us for eating hamburgers. Every system we don't confront and dismantle that leads to oppression and degradation is another system that we're allowing to destroy the earth and enslave us. That being said, like I said, I want freedom. I want my loved ones to be free. I'm not a primitivist. I'm not anti-civilization, even though civilization is by definition unsustainable. That's just something that I recognize and I come to terms with. I want something that's unsustainable. Oh well. I'm a syndicalist. And I do agree with the idea that we shouldn't have that many people in one decision-making body, because I don't want to split decisions about things that have to do with my well-being, my freedom, my safety, etc., with a whole bunch of strangers. But I like the syndicate and federation model. Something really similar to what they did in Spain during their revolution. I'm asking for complete abolition of any kind of hierarchy or oppression, any power that's exerted over anyone else, any kind of coercion or authority. Yeah, I want absolute freedom for all people. I want an absolute lack of oppression, and yeah, that's a lot to ask. So.
It shouldn't be. That should be just what
it shouldn't be a lot to ask, but compared to how things are right now, that's saying a whole lot, and it's a lot of work. And so yeah.
What do we do to change that? One step, for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that we need to do to change that. I would say partly would be like syndicating workplaces, collectivizing land, getting rid of all oppressive institutions, and combating all forms of internalized as well as external oppression.
So you can't legislate that, though. That has to come from the individual.
Right.
So how do you change the hearts and minds of individuals to say, I'm not willing to take advantage of you anymore and not willing to make profit off of your suffering?
I'm not going to change anyone else's mind. I'm just going to do what I'm going to do, and hopefully people will enjoy what I'm doing and they'll want to work with me, and we can cooperate voluntarily. I have no delusions about who else's mind I can change, but I can live out my beliefs, and I can stand up for myself, and I can fight for my rights, and I can stop people from oppressing me and oppressing my loved ones to the best of my ability, and hopefully more people will appreciate that and will join up with that struggle.
So how do we inspire people? This is what I want to know, is how do we inspire people to not be willing to screw each other over for wealth anymore? Like, what's the magic things we can start talking about to get people to say, oh shit?
I don't have any optimism in like the idea of like convincing people to not take advantage of others. That's where I see the importance of like standing up for yourself and actually fighting for your rights.
So inspiring people to do that.
Yeah. And as far as that goes, I mean, look around. I think this is pretty inspiring. I mean, I'm certainly biased because I've been doing this, but I'm hoping that this will inspire people to stand up for themselves and fight for their own rights. I don't have any delusions that it's going to inspire any CEOs to give away their wealth and their profits until we're at an even playing field. I don't have any delusions that this is going to inspire the police to quit their jobs and stop arresting people for things like this. But I hope that this will inspire more working class people to fight for their rights.
Thank you guys. Because isn't that the most important thing? Isn't that why we're alive, to have a life and rights and the freedom to do what we want? What's the point of living if you don't have that?
Yeah, I don't care to talk about like purpose of life or like meaning or anything like that. I just know it's what I want. Like I like talking about desire because that's what I have a direct relationship to. That's what I understand at a like gut level. Like I know what I want. I know what I care about. I know what's important to me, and I know what I think is like worth fighting for. Whether or not it's any like whether or not there's any deeper meaning in that. Like that's enough to me. Like I want freedom, and I want my loved ones to be free.